Hey guys, D.Bowie here, and this is my review of Day 1 of MDL 2016. As many of you know, even though there was a patch after TI6, it didn't change much of the best heroes of TI6. Instead, it tried to give life to ignored heroes. And it made me pretty happy to see that even though the top picks from TI6 persisted, new strategies and heroes were tried and the meta kept evolving. Heroes like PA that were pretty much exclusive to MVP Phoenix at TI6 were picked by EG and Secret, and MVP even played it as a support hero in one of their games. OD was pretty much picked or banned throughout most of the games, and thus Nyx also showed up as a decent counter to the hero during the mid to late game, while Puck was experimented as a decent laner against the OD. We also saw Undyne. Omni-Knight was picked and banned in multiple games, being used not only with OD, but other heroes as well. Another special mentions are the Warlock and even Dina. Okay boys, so from now on I'm going to give some game recommendations, so if you don't want any spoilers, maybe you should stop watching it here. So regarding games, if I had to suggest a game from Secret vs Newbee, that game would definitely be Game 1. A very action-packed game, full of bold moves from both teams. Secret is playing mid PA against Newbee's draw strat, and it's pretty interesting how Secret dealt with Newbee's aggression. The most relevant pick is the safe lane Storm Spirit from Secret, at least in my opinion.
As they relocate here in the bottom lane, ball in onto KP, but a pretty long time to jump. Can they get the kill on the Timber? So he's still back and kept the Kaka looking around the silence on the mid. Slurpee game direct, too late, down goes the Storm.
Regarding MVP Phoenix vs LGDFY, Game 3 is by far the best game. Not only we see pretty forgotten heroes this game, like Warlock, Spirit Breaker, and even Enchantress to some degree, we also see QO playing a very farming intensive core hero, something that MVP Phoenix definitely tried to avoid at TI6. We also see the power of a very late game battle between late game monsters, Medusa vs Naga.
Gaze off Febi's Chrono. Might be a bit nullified there, but they're still going to come in with both the Chaotic Offering and the Wall and the Fatal Bonds. Is it going to be enough to plague through LFY? They're trying to make it work here. Febi re-engages, looking to go for Yao. They're going to be able to get him down. And now they'll over heavy pressure from LPC. The constant javelins coming out with the pure damage is going to be more than enough. Super still caught under that wall.
The IG vs OG series had a pretty good start. Game 1 features No Tails Lark and Ana's Storm Spirit, one of the newcomer's strengths as far as my YouTube search revealed. This game is pretty interesting because during the first 40 minutes every single tier 3 tower was still up, and at the same time a lot of action was going on. But all of a sudden a pretty big turn of events happens and the game quickly comes to an end. The Vici vs EG series was pretty diverse in hero picks. We saw heroes like AM, Tinker, X, OD, Undyne, Omni-Knight, Razor, and Ursa. But in my opinion the best game was Game 3. A lot of different picks coupled with a lot of back and forth engagements.
Quick fight goes, and he is able to survive a little bit. Sumail going to work now, but the butterfly up on the Luna for the time being. Disrupted, can BKB, can look for the Manta and try to turn this one around, but ends getting focused down a bit. They turn with the bouncy clays. RTZ does not have an MKB, but he gets the crit.
When I was looking for the MVP vs Newbee games, I only managed to find Game 1, so there's not much I can say about the other games. The first thing that comes to mind is that they had a Lina in their team, something pretty unexpected. And want to know what's even crazier? MVP had a support PA in the same day someone posted a guide on that on Reddit. Pretty neat. The OG vs EG series was pretty interesting as well. You can clearly see that the teams, while new in current roster, are still very strong. If I had to suggest a game though, it would be Game 1. There was a lot of doubt on how this new Ana player would fare against the top teams, and this game proves that even though both teams still have a lot to improve on throughout the months, there's a huge amount of talent on the guy that if polished correctly can place OG in the top again. Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see replay breakdowns, please check the link in the description. I can't overstate how this video wouldn't ever be possible without the huge help from the Pugna guys, so please show them some love. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to it. I'm making videos like this almost every day, and I'm sure something here will spark your interest. Bye. So what Miracle does here is first use the race to harass the Tinker and get a last hit, so it's not that obvious that he's prepping for a kill. Since the Tinker wants to attack the Shadow Fiend to make use of the laser he just popped, he ends up being in range for the second race, and only then the Shadow Fiend pops the rune, and check how he refrains from attacking since he still has the laser debuff on. Unfortunately, to land the race he ends up having to be in tower attack range, and ends up dying before killing the Tinker. Had he a raindrop or a magic stick, he would have probably gotten the kill first.